maber janeno mar Lolwe TV arwakoni machiegni e chenro ma kawuono wan godo ka bende nyalo neno kawuono bet wachenje matin ok en ka watimega pile omiyo wan kod wendo e studio ka bende mbaka mwadhi goyo en gigo kaluwore kod film nikech odiochieng' ma kawuono wan kod film director to ubiro mana ng'wono na nikech ok en ng'ano ma dhi winjo ama ng'ano ma winjo dhowa mowacho kawuono ni omiyo wabiro tiyo gi dho ngere kuom interview mwadhi dhi godo mbele ma kawuono ni abiro rwake mondo nyiso nyinge kaachiel kod kuma gi gino motimo. Welcome very much to our studio.
Thank you.
You can tell our viewers what you do, where you come from, and the discussion we'll be having today.
Okay. Yeah. My name is Ruben Odanga. I'm a TV film producer, director, writer. I run a company called Multan Productions Limited. I have been in the field of creating, directing and producing TV telenovelas. Most memorable, we started in 2013, 2014 with a telenovela on Citizen TV called Saida. Then we did Nira to Maisha Magic East. Then we did Nuru for Zuku. And currently we have just clocked 850 episodes of the award-winning Selena. Most currently I've just produced a film called Nafsi, which we launched in Nairobi on the 6th of November. We then launched in Mombasa on the 19th of November. And we have come to Kisumu on the 3rd of November to showcase our work.
What if it's God's will for me not to have a child?
This has got nothing to do with your ability to conceive.
Do you feel we failed?
Have we?
I want you to know that your pain is my pain, and your life my life.
I mean, there are consequences. With every action, there's a reaction. I'm trying to get pregnant. Are you guys enjoying the trying? We live in the same house, we sleep in the same bed, we're barely talking. We can't live like this.
I want you to step out of the shadow and stand under the light of truth.
Damn it. You never mentioned that you'd be leaving the house today.
What's your point?
You're such a whore, you're such a prostitute!
You need to report that to the police.
Why didn't you tell me about this? I just feel betrayed.
But what is wrong?
You told me you live alone. This side of my life is none of your business. Look, you are not right, okay? It's the...
What, my hormones? Are you fucking mad? Hey, 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 wait!
Molana nyenyekea naomba rehema nafsi yangu ngeusi angazia jua la pendo lako nakubali safari na ninatumaini 'cause I've made peace with my demons. I'm not running from the dark.
Thanks very much. Janeno mar Lolwe TV mana kaka uwinjo kuom gigo mabende osebet kotimo kaachiel kod mano mobiro timo e boma ma Kisumu odiochieng' masani adhi bedo jata chenro mar Ipolino yudo arwakoni machiegni. Thanks Ruben for all that you've done and what you are continuing doing in Kisumu as at now.
Thank you.
So can you tell us more about Nafsi, which you are just about to launch in Kisumu? What is it all about?
So Nafsi is a story about our society, about ourselves. It is a true mirror, true reflection of what we go through. In Nafsi is a Swahili word for soul, because the issues we are tackling in the film are very soulful in nature. We are tackling issues of surrogacy, we're tackling issues of infertility, we're tackling issues of love and friendship. So it's a very, what I can promise you in the film, that it's a very real and very raw kind of discussion. And it has done very well in Nairobi. We're in the 5th week in the cinemas in Nairobi. We're in the 3rd week in Mombasa. And so we had to bring this gift to share with the people of Kisumu and, the greater Western region and hope that they can be able to experience it. Yeah.
So for what that you've just mentioned about surrogacy, friendship, can you exaggerate a little bit for someone who may not be understanding it better?
To discuss about surrogacy or
Yeah.
to discuss? So I'm not a doctor, but I think surrogacy basically means it is the process whereby if a lady is not able to conceive, then they are able to take her eggs and have another lady carry her pregnancy on their behalf. So they take the eggs of the lady, and then they take the sperms of the gentleman, and then the fertilization happens in a lab. But because some ladies struggle with them, being able to carry pregnancy, then that pregnancy is implanted in another lady to carry for them.
Okay.
So that's basically the process of surrogacy. I hope I've defined it in a very simple way.
Okay.
Yeah, so my story is basically a story about two very good friends, very childhood friends, who at the age of 35, when they're doing well in life, one of them is struggling with the issue of childbirth. And so the other one offers to surrogate, just for the sake to see her friend very happy. But when the fertilization process goes on successful, the one who really needed a baby has a change of heart.
Okay.
So that is basically the kind of story I'm trying to explore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ruben, you've just told us you launched it in Nairobi, Mombasa, and now you are in Kisumu.
Yeah.
Can you kindly tell us how the reception has been in the two counties?
It's been fantastic. It's been, there is no Kenyan film that has done 5 weeks in the cinemas. Nairobi Prestige Cinema, we are going into the 5th week.
Okay.
All Kenyan cinemas always do 1 week and then they're out. The reception has been very fantastic. People have come out to watch our movies. It's not a perfect film. Let me be very clear. But I've been humbled by how people are consuming local content. So we are now at the phase where we want to position local content for international market.
Okay.
And I think even locally, the likes of Robbie Odongo and Nick are also doing something similar with Bangarang.
Okay.
We have come of age. We are saying that our local content can now be sold to international markets.
Okay.
Yes.
So do you think as maybe ladies or men who've watched your film and maybe they are going through some problems or issues in life to do with friendship, fertility, do you think you've just shed light on them?
I've shed light on many issues in this film, and I hope people come and watch. But the most important thing in the film is that we have opened a room for discussion, because the film tackles issues that we don't discuss them, even though they're right before our very eyes. Yeah. In your 20s, I'm now a bit old, but in our 20s, most of us, the issues of childbirth are not a big issue until you get into your 30s, and then you realize, literally, a baby is a gift.
Okay.
Okay? So those are issues I'm just trying to, sometimes you make a joke, you know a friend or a relative who they're struggling to have a baby, they got married, and sometimes you make a joke and say, na kwani nyinyi ni nini? But you don't know what people are struggling through. You don't know what people are going through. People have issues, people are trying hard to try and fit in society. So I'm addressing issues that are taboo, because society, culture, and sometimes religion doesn't want us to talk about them, even though they are happening. If you watch Nafsi, you will see yourself. If you don't see yourself, you'll see someone you know.
Yeah.
If you don't see someone you know, you'll see a story of someone you know.
Okay, Ruben, for you to be Ruben of today and for you to reach where you are now, it's like the journey started way back. Yeah. So for us, before we further our discussion, is it that you are a lover of a TV show or a movie show and you can tell us which?
I had a very colorful drama life in school. I started acting in class 2, that is 1990. And I had a very colorful, I went to a school called St. Peter's Mears Boys, and then later on I went to a school called Kakamega High School. Yeah. And then later on I went to Daystar University, where I worked with the likes of our homeboy Eric Omondi. Yeah. So I've always had a very colorful drama history. So it was very easy for me to move from theater, from stage, to TV. Yeah. So I consume a lot of TV content. I watch a lot of TV stuff. Since 2007-8, I was in a TV show called Wash and Set, Lies That Bind. These are programs that I've just been working behind the scenes. So yeah, so I've been around for a while. It's only that because I'm not an actor, many people don't see me. I work behind the scenes. But in my film specifically, I work with a lady called Mumbi Maina, who is a brilliant actress. She's just finished shooting a movie called Matrix, which is coming out in December. We work with Kate Actress, another brilliant actress and online social media influencer. We work with Alex Makideu, a renowned presenter. So we have a very nice gel of actors and actresses in this film. Yes.
Okay, we understand that for a movie or a film to be successful, you must have worked so hard, you must have put so much energy. What is it that you put in it that makes it successful at the end of the day?
Work. There's a lot of work and discipline. I wrote the script in 2016. We started doing pre-production January 2020. We started shooting August 2022. So we had like 6 months of just pre-production, just planning. Everything is intentional, from the colors, the dressing, the hair, the makeup, the house, the car. Everything is intentional. We shot for 1 month. It has taken us 1 year just to edit and get it out. So it's a lot of, there's the art part of it, which is fun and passion, but also there's the work aspect of it. So there's a lot of work in it. There's a lot of research in it. We had meetings with doctors, we had meetings with 2 ladies who are undergoing IVF. We had meetings with gentlemen who are struggling with their infertility. Last year there was a stats in Nairobi that was very shocking that says 7 out of 10 men in Nairobi are struggling with infertility. Yet when people are struggling, we always blame the women. So there's a lot of work that goes behind that 1 hour you see on your screen. And it's a joy when you're able now to share it with the people.
Ruben, you just talked about work, and we get that for a successful film to maybe come to TV so that it can attract people's attention, you need to work extra hard and extra hours. Are you comfortable working extra or odd hours?
I mean, I'm here, I'm working. I came last night from Nairobi for this interview. There's a lot of work that goes into what we do. There's work and there's love for the passion of what we do. If we don't have the love, we may not be able to achieve what we do. So I don't think there's a shortcut to a good product. But I also must say that a good story is number one. Because people consume stories. So if you have a good story, then you have to do all the nitty-gritties around to make sure it works. And one of the hardest things also is just working hard to try and get money to pay actors, pay locations, hire equipment, and stuff like that.
Okay, as you have mentioned that you work with so many people behind the scene, and some even appear on our screens. Then maybe at times you find that you have to go somewhere, you have to shoot a film, then you get some members, maybe they are not willing, they are not responding. How do you work with such people?
So because we had 6 months of planning, we don't expect to have that kind of problem at Neo. So everything is pre-planned, everything is intentional. We have already done what we call recce. We have gone to those places, got licenses, got permits. We have found out who we want to work with, make sure they have written and signed a contract, that they have agreed to what they want to do. So, and that's why it's very important to have a long time of planning, so that when you're going to shoot, it's easy for you. So rarely we get that, because we have really planned very well.
Okay, Ruben, before we go for a short break, just as I've been told by my director, okay, what skills do you need as a director to make your work better, or to make your work look nice and maybe consumable to the society?
I'm always learning. The reason I'm in Kisumu today is because I'm expecting people to watch my film, and I want to hear their feedback, so that when I go to produce the next one, it has to be better than this one. So I believe in the principle of Kaizen, always be in the state of trying to be better and to improve. So this is a good film. I know it's a good film from the bottom of my heart, but I'm not saying nimefika. I'm saying I can always be better. I can always be better than yesterday. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ruben. Janeno mar Lolwe TV, mana kaka iwinjo twak ma kawuono wan godo kod Ruben Odanga, ma bende osenyisi gigo motimo, ka bende en onyisi ni en director mar films mopogore opogore ma samoro waneno to wakia jogo mokete obet mamit machal kamano. Wabro dhi yweyo matin kete mane Lolwe TV kik idhi mabor.
God's will for me not to have a child.
This has got nothing to do with your ability to conceive.
Do you feel we failed?
Have we?
I want you to know that your pain is my pain. And your life, my life.
I mean, the consequences. With every action, there's a reaction. I'm trying to get pregnant. Are you guys enjoying the trying? We live in the same house, we sleep in the same bed, we're barely talking. We can't live like this.
I want you to step out of the shadow and stand under the light of truth.
Damn it.
You never mentioned that you'd be leaving the house today.
What's your point?
You're such a hoe, you're such a prostitute.
You need to report that to the police.
Why didn't you tell me about this? I just feel betrayed.
But what is wrong?
You told me you live alone. This side of my life is none of your business. Look, you are not right, okay? It's the...
What, my hormones? Are you fucking mad?
Mola nyenyekea, naomba rehema, nafsi yangu ngeusi, angazia jua la pendo lako, nakubali safari, na ninatumaini, 'cause I've made peace with my demons. I'm not running from the dark.
Aroki kendo janeno mar Lolwe TV e tielo mar ariyo ka bende wadhi mbele ne ng'ano ma samoro ne onge but TV mare. Aparo ni wendo ma kawuono wan godo e studio iluongo ni Ruben Odanga ma bende en ng'atno mandiko kendo en director mar Nafsi. Osenyisowa mathoth e gino motimo e tielo mokwongo kane pok wadhi oyweyo, omiyo kwadhi mbele dagomb hero ni mondo onyiswa challenges kata achiedhnadego ma bende oromo godo e tije kaka director kata ng'ato ma jandiko. Arwake kendo ni machiegni. Ruben, as we continue with our discussion, as a director, as a writer, as anybody, anywhere we work, we find that there are challenges we face in the field, in our work. So you can tell us of any challenge you've encountered and how you are able to overcome them as a film director and as a writer.
The challenges are many, but I'll just mention two.
Yeah.
I'll just highlight two. One is to raise money to shoot the film.
Yeah.
Film is a very expensive venture, so you can imagine trying to raise that money by yourself. It can be very, 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 very difficult. Two, and the most difficult one, and that's the reason why I'm in Kisumu, is distribution.
Yeah.
I have a good film. How do I get that film to your mother, to your uncle, to your relatives, to my people in Mumias? I come from Mumias.
Yeah.
So distribution is a major difficulty we are having in Kenya. We are trying to find a way out of it. We, like you see, Kisumu only has one cinema. Ideally, should have like 3 cinemas.
Yes.
So that is the biggest challenge, because if I can get my work to the people, then the people can consume then the people are able to pay, and then we're able to watch. We're able to create more. So those are the two major challenges: capital and distribution. But obviously there are many issues to do with policy, county government to do. But I'm grateful that this government has really tried to support filmmakers by funding their projects, funding their movies, funding people to go abroad to study, to go for film festival, to go for seminars. So are we badly off? No, we are making progress. We are not yet where we want to be, but we are moving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you one of those people whom sometimes maybe back or now have found that opportunity to be supported by the county or national government?
Yeah. First, let me just big up Odongo Robi was funded fully by the government, almost I think 4 million for his film. I recently was in Mombasa, and the Kenya Film Commission came through and funded my trip to Mombasa with the actors to a tune of almost 300,000 Kenya shillings. I just didn't find the same funding for Kisumu. Otherwise, the plan was to come down with all the actors and do a whole red carpet. So yeah, so government has come through for many filmmakers, and I understand that they can't give Ruben all the money. They must be able to distribute to everyone. And they are giving money outside Nairobi, not only Nairobi. So people don't have this perception that it's only filmmakers in Nairobi who are being funded. They're funding people in Mombasa, in Nyeri, in Tana River, in Kisumu, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So Ruben, as a film director and writer, what has been your greatest achievement until date?
My greatest achievement is to get my film out there, to bring my film to Kisumu, to the people, to take my film to Mombasa. That is so, it is such heartwarming. It's like creating a meal for people to eat. But I still feel many people can watch it. That is my greatest film. My greatest hope, which I have not achieved, is to be able to make money from the work I've produced. I think we're making progress. So far, we are not badly off. We are almost halfway. We are making progress. Yeah.
Okay, now you're in Kisumu, and the launch is about. How do you think the people of Kisumu will consume Nafsi?
I know they will love it. I know they will love it because Nafsi is in here too. We are not trying to act like James Bond or. If you watch Nafsi, you'll see yourself. You'll see yourself. I know people in Kisumu will love it. I'm sure they'll be thrilled, and I can't wait to hear their feedback. So that next time we're able to plan better. Yeah.
You can tell us more about the roadblocks you faced while starting Nafsi.
Oh, so Nafsi was, when we just started pre-production for Nafsi, COVID happened. And then COVID did not only happen, but we went into a lockdown. So we shot Nafsi right in the middle of lockdown. I think Nairobi was in a cessation or something like that. That was difficult. What that meant is that now I could not shoot crowd scenes. The scenes that have many people, I could not shoot them. I could not shoot at night because now there was curfew. I could not shoot. So there were challenges, and in between I had two actors who also got COVID, contracted COVID while we were shooting. And then we didn't know how to handle COVID, so there was a lot of stigmatization. If you get COVID, people are treating you as if you're going to, so those were real challenges, but we pulled them through. We shot under very difficult environment that is not a usual filmmaking environment.
Ruben, always we find that before you start something or before you start your work, you must sit down and maybe gasp some 2 or 3. Can you tell us, how did you come up with the idea of maybe bringing Nafsi to the people?
Initially, I've been writing scripts for a while, for many years, and I had written a script about terrorism and about this guy and about a hero police, what. And the script needed 50 million to be produced. And I was in Cape Town trying to look for funding, and I met this producer who challenged me and told me, what else have you done? And I didn't understand, but basically what you're saying is, how do I give you 50 million and you cannot show me anything even for 1 million? Then I realized I need to start small, and I keep telling the young people, dream big, start small, act now. So Nafsi was that small project in terms of execution, because the setting is small. It's a story about 4 friends, easy to shoot kind of. But when we started shooting Nafsi and we started doing pre-production, we realized while the story is small, the execution of the story is not necessarily small. Yeah. So that was what inspired Nafsi. I wanted to do something Hollywood standard, but someone reminded me, yeah, before you do Hollywood, you must do Kenya. Before you conquer East Africa, you must conquer Nairobi and conquer Kenya. So that was the whole idea. And it's been such a beautiful journey because, and I think this is where most of us creatives, we go wrong because we try and do things outside, yet our stories are here. So, and after doing Nafsi, I'm seeing many stories within, local stories that I think I should be able to exploit moving forward. Yeah.
Okay, Ruben, you find that not every day is a good day, or you'll just wake up every day and today is the same as tomorrow and everything goes on as usual. How do you always pick yourself after maybe a film has failed, maybe a production has failed? How do you always pick up yourself to start new?
You never fail, you learn.
Yeah.
You learn. And I'm a big believer that motivation comes from within. You're always learning. If you set out to do something in the beginning and you are... If you set up something in the beginning and you're sure about what you want to achieve, the challenges that come to you are just a learning process. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you can tell us how many people have approached you. Maybe you can train them. Maybe you can tell them from where you started from, so that they can also follow your ladder.
Many. Many people. In Selena, we have a cast and crew of 60 people. I think currently I have like 5 interns. And I'm always training people, I'm always mentoring people. So it's a continuous process. I can't like count, but there are many people who always, want that helping hand. I mean, at one point, our very own Nico Dongo and Odongo Robi, I was helping them here and there. So yeah, so it's a continuous process.
Yeah. Ruben, can you tell us where maybe you see yourself in years to come? If I don't mention the number of years, where do you see yourself?
I'll be in Kenya,
Yeah.
but I'll be doing very big stuff. You guys might need to go through my PA and my assistant to get to me. No, I'm kidding. But I foresee the industry really growing. I foresee a situation whereby locals will be going to the cinemas to watch local movies. And it's possible because it's happening in other places in Africa. Yeah. So I foresee that because the movies that have just come out in the month of November and December in Kenya alone, they're like 10. So that tells you that moving forward, those numbers are about to increase. Yeah.
Ruben, do you think it's something essential for one to go to a film institute so that I can become a successful filmmaker, producer, director?
It really helps.
Yeah.
It really helps. It's not a must, but it really helps. And I'm saying it's not a must because sometimes you don't have the resources. And, maybe you come from family where, the resources are just not there. So, like me, I never went to film school, but I've learned my craft through a lot of internship, a lot of mentorship. So it's very important to go and learn the craft of the art before you come into the industry. Yeah, I would highly recommend.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your focus on Nafsi now?
My focus of Nafsi is after Kisumu, we are going online.
Yeah.
I cannot mention which platform now, but we are going online with a platform that will take Nafsi to the global stage.
Yeah.
And immediately just embark on the next project, which hopefully by next year, December, maybe I should be here bringing my other film again to see what people want to say about it. Yeah.
So can you tell us, maybe you are maybe just as you have said, you have films which you had produced before. Are there maybe things you've won, countries you've traveled to? Yeah,
I mean, I've been to 2010. I've been to Zanzibar International Film Festival. I've been to South Africa with my movies, selling them. Kalasha has been around for 11 years, but for those 11 years, I'm the only producer who has won Best TV Drama 3 times, and 2 of them were back to back. So there are many numerous awards that I've won. I've seen what my work can do. Yeah.
So just before we end our show, can you tell us where the launch will be in Kisumu, at what time?
So the film opens tonight from I think 6 p.m. At Mega City Cinema, Anga. and it will be showing in the cinema. I'll share with you the poster. It will be showing in the cinema up to the 8th. So we have 5 days, starting this Friday to next week Friday. Grab a ticket, go watch, and after watching, take a picture with the poster and tell a friend to tell a friend and tweet about it. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. If you don't enjoy, call me, I'll refund you the money.
How can we get your tickets?
So the tickets, you can buy them, the details are on the poster, but again, if you don't get the poster, you can just go to Anga at the cinema Mega City, and you'll be able to purchase the tickets at the counter.
So for those seeing Ruben Odongo, a man behind the nice and beautiful series we've been watching on our TVs, how can you tell that upcoming youth or upcoming filmmaker who want to be like Ruben Odongo?
Dream big, it's free. Dream big, start small. Start small, act now.
Okay.
Dream big, start small, act now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ruben, for coming.
Thank you, Pauline. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Good.
Janino ma Lolwe TV, mana kaka iwinjo kawendo mana kawuono ne wan godo e studio iluongo ni Ruben Odanga, filmmaker, producer, writer. Kabende uwe kodwa kalore kod nafsi, mabende dhi bedo launched Kisumu ka odiochieng' ma kawuono gotieno. Kabende onyisowa kanyo minyalo yude tickets kanyo mabende inyalo dhi bete ka ineno nafsi. Asabedo jata chenro mari Pauline oyudo, orituru masani Nyeso orit wan borita.